Hi Eddie. Hi Dexter. Well, tonight I'm going to read some stories to you, but right now I'm going to tell you the second story about the camera in the cafe because I promised you that I'd do that. So, here's the story. Well, as you know, people were sitting around in that cafe, sitting around on the tables, not sitting on the tables, sitting at the tables on chairs, having cups of coffee, having cups of tea, having lunch, blah, blah, blah. And a man was sitting there at the table and on the seat beside him he had a bag and he had his computer in it. He was going to do some work in the cafe. And he was just happily doing that. And a woman walked past the cafe. This woman had a red hat and a yellow raincoat and a really nice smiley face. She was walking along and she wasn't thinking very good thoughts. In fact, she wasn't thinking very much at all, to be honest. And when she looked in and saw that computer bag beside the man, she thought, I want a computer. I could just take that computer. I could just run away with it and then it would be mine. Which wasn't a good thing to think because it wasn't her computer. It wasn't hers to take and that would be stealing. But as I said, she wasn't thinking very well at that time. And so that's exactly what she did. She walked into the cafe, da-de-da-de-da, very, very casual, walked up to where that man was, and then, quick as a flash, she grabbed the bag and ran out of the cafe, ran down the street, ran away. And the man who was sitting there was like, oh, what? What's happened? A woman just ran off with my computer. Stop, thief. And he ran up to the counter and he said, quick, help me. A woman just ran away with my computer. Help me catch her. And the people behind the counter said, oh no, what does she look like? Because, of course, obviously they couldn't catch her if they didn't know what she looked like. And he said, I don't know, I can't remember. I didn't even notice. I was so surprised because she stole my computer. And they said, never worry, we've got a computer. We've got a camera that filmed it. We can look at that. And you know what it looks like because it was right up above us. There's a camera up in the roof and it's kind of dark blue and round and it had a red light shining and the red light means that it's going. So they went into the office out the back and they looked at the video and sure enough, there's the man sitting having his cup of coffee, having a nice day, and in walks the lady with a red hat and a yellow raincoat and a pretty smiling face, and she walked up and suddenly grabbed the computer bag and ran out of the shop. And they said, good, well now we know what she looked like. He said, yes, that's her, I recognise her now. So they said, okay, we'll go to the police and see if they can help us. So they went to the police, and there at the police station, the man from the cafe and the man who had the shop, the owner of the cafe, they went together to the police station, and there behind the counter was a policeman and a policewoman. And they said, can you help us? Somebody just came and stole this man's computer from our cafe. Can you help us to catch her? And they said, what does she look like? And he said, well, we've got some video to show you. So they looked at the video. There was the man sitting having his cup of coffee, happy as. There was the lady, comes in, and suddenly grabs the computer and runs out of the cafe. And I said, we know that woman. We know where she lives. We'll go and see if she has got your computer. So they all went together. The man from the cafe, the man whose computer was stolen, and the police. And they all went together to the woman's house. And the policewoman knocked on the door, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. And a woman opened the door. Well, of course, she was inside, so she didn't have her yellow raincoat and her red hat on, but they recognised her smiley face. And the policewoman said to her, excuse me, but this man says that his computer has been stolen and he thinks that it was you that stole it. Did you steal this man's computer from the cafe today? And the woman looked really embarrassed, really ashamed of herself, and really worried, and she said, well, yes, I did. She thought she could get away with it and just have it to be her computer, but she couldn't do that. And so they said, could you go and get it, please? And so she went away and got the bag and brought it back, and the man said, that's my bag. Then he looked inside and he said, that's my computer. And he pulled the computer out, and it had his name on the bottom. You know, your computer has got Quested Clan written on it in a sticky label. Well, that's what he had. He had a sticky label with his name on it too. He said, this is my computer. And he said to the woman, you've got to give it back to me. And she said, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have taken your computer. And he said, no, you're right, you shouldn't have taken my computer. It wasn't your computer, it's my computer. You shouldn't take what isn't yours. Don't do it again. And she said, okay, and gave it back. And so they went back to the cafe. That woman who stole it with the smiley face, she stayed at home. Bad day for her. But the man went back to the cafe and he said, can I have a fresh cup of coffee, please? A nice hot one. And he sat down at the table and he got his computer bag out. He sat it down beside him, pulled his computer out, sat it down on the table, took a sip of his nice hot coffee, said, I think I'll have an Afghan with that, please. And the cafe owner came and bought him one of those brown biscuits that you really like, Daddy. You know, the brown ones with the icing on top and the walnut on top of that. And he took a bite of his Afghan. And it was a really good Afghan. And he took a sip of his coffee. And it was really nice coffee. And he started to work on his computer. And he was a happy man. That's it. See you later.